can we use a DSCR on a place like an Airbnb, short-term rental, VRBOs?
Yep. Yeah, so same ratios.
Yeah.
Same exact DSCR ratios we just calculated. It's just how we're calculating the income. And so things like AirDNA, the appraiser is going to help us out, right, and give us kind of a market rent analysis of that property, and making sure that where that property is located, things like that can help us dictate,
Yeah.
What the real monthly rent is going to be on that property. Like
Right.
there's the real rent, and then what we think the rent's going to be. And sometimes they're one and the same, but sometimes they're wildly off. And so just utilizing all the tools to be able to calculate that monthly income correctly.
Yeah. Now, would you agree, though, that when we're calculating a lot of those properties, ideal situation, we want to prepare it as if it's a long-term rent. That way, we also have several different exit strategies for folks and put them in the best place possible.
Yeah, you definitely want, you don't want to trap yourself into one,
Right.
A corner where if the Airbnb market just crashes and you're banking on that, like you got to have an exit strategy with that. And so one of the things I always do is if we can qualify that property with long-term rents first, one, you're probably going to get better terms on it. And then, what you do after the fact, if your plans change and you want to turn it into an Airbnb, great. That's icing on the cake. And I would think most investors, if they're going the Airbnb route and for whatever reason they can't rent it out short term, they're probably going to put a long-term renter in there, to kind of alleviate their risk on that. So that's kind of my strategy is let's at least qualify it off of long-term rents to make sure you're okay long-term. Yeah. And then if you can put a short-term tenant in there, maybe it's a nurse or maybe it's a true Airbnb. Great. That's icing on the cake.
Yeah. But it's also a way to make it so it's not dependent on your actual income.
Yep.
So I've heard of a lot of stories of teachers and, people who work at Meyer and different places who are like, man, I don't know if I can be an investor. And I'm like, wow, again, saving money, building credit, it is possible for anybody. I mean, I'm personally just an average Joe, right? So why can't anybody do it?
100%.
I think that's just so powerful.